Hi, I'm Mel Pickup, Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to a special festive edition of the weekly news roundup from across the Trust. Today we take a look at how our services have been innovating despite the pandemic, and we pass on a big thank you for everything that everyone has done this year. But first, what's the best Christmas present of 2020? Well, after a year like no other, it has to be the COVID-19 vaccine, which arrived here last week. Here's Karen, our chief nurse, to tell us how the rollout is going so far.
Some of you may have noticed that there's been some changes on the BRI site over the last couple of weeks. So our Sovereign Lecture Theatre, that's normally for staff training, has been renewed and repurposed into a vaccination centre for the COVID vaccine. In our first week, we had over 200 people over 80 come through the BRI just to get vaccinated for the COVID vaccine. As well as patients, we've also been vaccinating staff. We've focused on the staff looking after our most vulnerable patients, those over 80 or may have renal problems or that might be having chemotherapy. That way we can make sure that together we really fight this disease and we make sure that everybody's kept as safe as possible. But this is a light at the end of the tunnel. We're not there yet. The vaccine programme is going to take many months to roll out. So I urge you all just to remember hands, face, space. Wash your hands frequently. I know it's hard this time of year not to want to hug your loved ones, but please just remember this infection spreads really, really easily and we don't want to undo all the hard work that we've done. I wish you all a Merry Christmas.
Thanks, Karen. It's great to know the rollout is in full swing, and when you get the call, get the vaccine. Now, the pandemic obviously meant a lot of changes for us here in our hospitals, but our teams have been working on really innovative ways to deliver services in a safe way. Here's a taste of some of the changes they've put in place.
Since the start of the pandemic, we've had to split our department into lots of different areas. We implemented a navigation COVID stream where all patients upon arrival are asked COVID questions and they're placed in the right area, so whether that be a red or a green area, and triaged appropriately. So we now have 8 different areas across A&E that host different zones so that we accommodate COVID patients and the extra demands of the service.
The lung cancer service never stopped running, but it did have to work differently. We changed the way that we saw patients, so we've seen less patients face to face than we would have normally done. We've run our multidisciplinary meetings virtually rather than in a room altogether. And our respiratory nurse and our lung cancer nurses have spent more time in the clinical work than they would have done previously.
It's been a strange year for paediatrics, particularly at the beginning when all of the adult section were getting really, really busy. We went really quiet. So we're able to bring the whole of the paediatric A&E up onto our ward, and the benefits from that time period are continuing now. Improved pathways for patients, so patients will come up to the ward far quicker and in some cases will admit directly to the ward rather than coming to our assessment area.
I'm so proud of the creativity around keeping services going, so thanks to all those teams. And talking of thanks, gratitude and kindness have been a big theme for us this year and will be in 2021 too. I personally want to say thank you to colleagues across all of our sites. You pulled together to deliver incredibly high standards of care this year. But I know that nothing means more to you than thank yous that come directly from our patients. Here's Ethel Collins and Kuram Khan, who both survived serious cases of COVID, and they want to thank you for all the care that you gave to them.
This year in May, I spent 63 days in the hospital. Without the help from the consultants, doctors and nurses, I would not be here today. So I want to say thank you so much for saving my life, and my family thank you also. And I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, and I wish you all to remain safe.
I said this when I came out of hospital, that you guys are absolute angels. You're miracle workers. There were so many people taking care of me at the time. You know, you've not just got the core ICU staff, but then you've got the physiotherapy team. And even afterwards as well, the aftercare. Christmas has always been a special occasion for my family and I. I'm normally the one that puts up the tacky Christmas tree, and me and my boys get involved. So we've done that this year, and that's thanks to you guys for working so hard and giving me a new lease of life to be able to spend this magical time of the year with my family once again. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you both for getting in touch. I know that will mean the world to our teams. Now, before we wrap up with a look back at this year, I want to look forward into next year. Events in 2020 have been unprecedented, but amidst all those challenges, our teams have still been busy planning for 2021. Here are some colleagues who are going to tell us about how next year is looking for their departments.
We're really excited about next year in terms of 2021. We've got loads of exciting projects, including installing solar photovoltaics at Bradford Royal Infirmary, installing 2 new secure cycle compounds, both at Bradford Royal Infirmary and St Luke's Hospitals. We're really excited about the take-up of the video consultations that are taking place, and we've already saved 1 trip around the Earth in terms of car miles saved. And this all encompasses around the mission to net zero.
What we'd like for 2021 is just for people, our patients, just to feel more confident and comfortable for coming for appointments. Obviously due to COVID and how that's made us change our practice using more technology, which has been really helpful for the patients, obviously because we can't do the face-to-face consultations or very, very few face-to-face consultations. So there's been some advancements in technology which has been a massive help for the patients, and some of what the changes that we've made already will continue through to next year.
In 2021, we want to be successful in the completion of our extension for our parental accommodation. This would mean so much to many of our families, and it would improve parental satisfaction so much. So far we have successfully raised £55,000, but we have many more thousands of pounds to raise to be successful.
Thanks all. And if you want to help the Big Neonatal Appeal reach its target, then please visit the charity's website. Well, we're almost at the end of our Christmas roundup, but don't go away. There's a very special musical treat at the end after we take a look back at some of the key moments of 2020. Wow, such a lot has happened in just a few months. Well, that's almost it from me for this year, and I want to say a personal thank you to our colleagues, our patients, and for the community for all your support. There have been some very, very tough times and some very sad times, and my heart goes out to all of you who have lost loved ones. Team Bradford has just been phenomenal. It's pulled together as one. You've been great, and you've used your skills wherever you could. We've put together a thank you film for our fabulous sewers, knitters and gift givers, which you can find on our social media channels. Now, Trust staff will know my alter ego, Melf on the Shelf, which has showcased teams in a screensaver advent calendar throughout December. So in true Melf spirit, please remember there will be good times ahead and we will get through this together. Stay safe over Christmas and, as always, as Karen said at the beginning, don't forget hands, face, space. Now, I want to leave you with our take on this year's Strictly, filmed while departments took a few minutes out of their well-earned breaks. Please enjoy. Happy Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays, and I will see you in the new year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas, it's the best time of the year. Now I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, the mistletoe is hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year. Mistletoe is hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly